guys, I hope you all are having an amazing time. Don't you forget, this is still the Morning Buzzer, and Morning Buzzer is brought to you by Kellogg's Cornflakes, Cocoa Pops, and Indomie Noodles. Today we'll be having an amazing time. And you know, before we went on break, I was studying that our guest will be coming on board. And right now, our guest is sitting pretty in the studio. She will be talking about being a woman in the society eyes, and she is a legal practitioner in the person of
IBIDUNNI Ladejobi.
Come on.
Very well. I'm
That's
happy
a
to
very
be here.
strong name.
Thank
Wow.
you very
Sorry.
much.
Sorry, what does IBIDUNNI mean?
IBIDUNNI actually means it is a sweet thing to have a family.
Ah, she's already here to tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us how to be a woman in the society. So how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. How are you doing
I'm
too?
fine, thank you.
Thank you for having me in the studio
I'm
today.
excited that
I'm
you
happy
to be
to be
here.
here. Thank you.
Okay, so now let's just go straight to it. We're talking about being a woman in the society eyes. Who is a woman?
There's the science of it. There is the cultural part, societal part of it. There is nowadays it's very difficult to know. You're in this of gender neutral and all this political correctness. You don't know whether you can tell someone. But thank God, Nigeria is still, at least we still have some level of definition, if you permit me to use that word. Okay, so a woman is a female gender, scientifically, with female anatomy and all that, but in it's the two forms of humanity, the female and the male, and the female part is the woman. Now, a woman in Nigeria, or a woman in our society, is that person that is seen to bear the children, to hold the home, to have some responsibility as to even nation building, in the sense that every nation starts from a family. So it is believed that the woman is the nexus of the family, is the one that holds everything together, and should be the one to hold everything together. So if she gives birth to a child, she's meant to have a child. I mean, if you see after marriage, immediately they're looking at the woman. Are you pregnant? What's going on? And usually when there's no pregnancy yet, they're looking at, are you sure? Have you done everything? Have you gone to the hospital? It's the woman that they expect her as if she's just going to impregnate herself. It's very funny the way society just gravitates towards. She's a solution provider. She's the bearer. She's the carrier. She's the builder. She's a lot of things. So a woman is a lot of things. But in my perspective, a woman is a person with all her personality and humanity inside her, and she's also a builder, but she's also a receiver, and a builder who needs raw materials that must be supplied by other people than herself. So, in essence, she's a full person. Many people don't see that. They see her as all the other functions before they see the person. So you must have a child, you must be married, you must be industrious, you must be economical, you must be prudent, you must be frugal, you must be a homemaker, you must know how to cook, you must know how to clean, you must know how to take care of your husband and your children and your
pretty much know how to do everything.
Yeah, you basically have to be like
Is there a problem?
a mini god.
You have to be like a mini god, as
Yeah,
she has said.
but if we were to be a mini god and we were treated as a mini god, maybe it would be better. You get. But you're a mini god, but you're not treated as a mini god. You're treated as a general messenger.
Talking about the society eyes, my question is, how would you say the society views us as leaders?
The leadership part of women, they don't expect you to be a leader to be seen. Maybe you're a leader at the background, if at all considered a leader. When you have a woman in a position that is obvious, maybe a boss, or maybe even in politics, or maybe even in church, there's certain expectations, like you would hear, she's a woman. There are assumptions and the expectations.
Sure.
The assumption that comes is, it's a woman, you're going to have a tough time. They are very difficult to deal with. They would give you the hell of your life. And I'll tell you why it looks as if that happens. It's because for the most part, because women are builders, they will bring up children. When they are in a position of leadership or when they are in opportunity to lead, they will do it the same way. They will bring up children. They will want to set rules down. They will want things done in a particular way because they are foisted with the responsibility of being the conscience, the disciplinarian, and everything. So it's not a stretch for them to bring it into the workplace. But they are also the heart of the organization. And so they still expect us to have some level of emotionality and, in dealing with business, in dealing with politics, in dealing they expect you to be the heart and to say, okay, if a man will be so harsh in not looking at this aspect of humanity, a woman should look at that. After all, she's a nurturer. So when they find out that she's as harsh as a man, they are repelled. They're like, oh my God, no, they can't. Why? This woman is very terrible. She's very wicked. She's very. But the same with a man, and they will say, oh, he's very firm. He's assertive. He's a go-getter. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, that's just the inequality of it. But then also, many a times when you see women, they expect women to be honest, to be forthright, to have more integrity than men. They just expect that. And so, I mean, in recent times, you've seen about, oh, women in power, these women and this have stolen this amount of money. The outcry of a few women that they found out to be accused, allegedly stealing this amount, is so much. Everybody's so shocked. The vibration in society, like,
because it's a woman.
Why is it? Meanwhile, men,
Just
that monkey,
and they're still
snake,
doing.
off your mind, collapsing in the Senate, all sorts, but no crying out, no such. It's because they expect a woman to be closer to God, like I'll say.
So
She's closer to God, like I said.
My next question is for a woman: which comes first? Is it the home or the society?
Oh, the home. I would say the battle, because yes, for the most part, you say it's the home, but in the mind of the society and the mind of many women, they are one and the same. Society and home are one and the same. Why do I say so? In society's high, have you ever heard? I don't know. Have you ever heard where you hear a mother tell a child, what would the people say?
Yes.
Do you understand? It's at home. She's telling her child, why did you do this? What would the people say? Or even in the church, don't behave in this such a way. How would they look at me? I am your mother. I am a deaconess. I am you understand? So, in essence, they view the home in the eyes of the society, and they view the society in the eye of their home. They want the society to look at them as a good homemaker, and they want the home to look at the society and say, let me not spoil my mother's name. You understand? So that's why I said it's not about what they look at first. Of course, for a woman, children, many women, not all. I mean, that's to be a fallacy to say all, because some women don't even like their children, or they don't even want to have children, and that is increasingly difficult for the society to even accept or even understand it even too far. They don't want to, and some people don't actually want to. And I do believe that some people, not even just women, should not have children. Yes, it's not, because it's my firm belief, and I've believed this since I was very young. Children did not ask to be born. Yes, and so if they are born, they should be loved, they should be cared for. Yes. Not spoiled. Right. Don't get me wrong. Not spoiled, not giving everything they want, no. But taking care, because at that point, you need to nurture them to the point where they become their own person. They come as their own person, don't get me wrong, but still, they rely on you for so much. So if you don't have it, you don't want it. But many a times, you can't even, if I tell you now, if I come now, like I said, I say, I don't want children. Both of you will look at me and you'll be uncomfortable.
Yes,
you'll be uncomfortable. You're like, what? He doesn't want children? We'll be thinking, what must be wrong? What trauma we went through our life? Well, it might be due to that, but it might be just that I know I'm self-aware, and I'm like, I don't have the capacity to handle. I don't want a child who would turn up in life and have issues. I might be dealing with traumas in my life that I don't want to pass on to my child, but nobody will look at that. And I might as a result of my trauma, I want children so that I can show the world how it should have been done. I was badly treated, I was mistreated, I was abused. But I know that children should be loved like I do. And I want children. I love children. And I want them. And I want to pour that love. So I'm like, see, world, you didn't treat me well, but I can treat others well. So it's just...
I know you've heard of situations like this that I'm about to say. A lady receiving more than her husband, money-wise. And the man is coming from the angle of... you get paid more than I get paid. Okay, so I want you to stop what you're doing and let me fend for the family. In that situation, what should the man do?
The man or the woman?
The woman.
Okay, what should the woman?
Because she's at the edge of doing what? Saying, oh, I'm not working again because my husband says I shouldn't work again.
The truth about the matter is that when it comes to marriage, it is something that you cannot tell another person how to do. Both of them, number one, any person actually, not even just marriage. What works for you does not necessarily work for me. And what will work for him will not necessarily work for the next man. Basically, usually, a man that will tell his wife to stop working because she earns more than him, it's him that is his issue, not our issue. Because it's dealing with some insecurities in his mind and he's thinking she's going to, not just intimidated, but he might say, oh, because I know her. And like I was telling somebody this morning, many of us, our main problem is the issue of pride. It comes upon us subconsciously and both consciously. So
I love
you might take I'm looking at you and saying, if I'm in your position, I won't behave the way you're behaving. It's a lie until I get there. Because even from what I said, it might sound prideful, like I'm better than you. Meanwhile, I didn't realize I am portraying that. So, in essence, I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and you're saying, I can see this person. And the husband is looking at me and saying, she doesn't have anything. I know what it takes, how she can talk to me, because women, we have mouths. I know how she can talk to me, and I'll feel like next to nothing. Now imagine her having the money and not even have to have recourse to me. Men believe that they are the hunters, they are the gatherers, so that's what they have. Like women are nurturers, we are hunters, and that's boxes. We've broken them, but that table has been broken and should be broken. Now, both of them need to sit down and talk about things and look at it. It's not going to change things. I'll tell people this. My father is younger than my mother. He's late now. He died last year. Was younger than my mom, and my mom went to England before him, and in fact brought him to England. But for the entirety of my life and my siblings' life, we never know who was older, who was younger, who was earning more money, who was not. In fact, it was from my father's mouth that we heard that she was the one that took him to England, and it was, of course, for you to sponsor him to go to England. Obviously, you were earning more. Later in life, of course, when he came back to Nigeria, he had his own business. He's doing well. She was still working with the ministry because they had to come to an agreement. The children, how do we take care of the children? Okay, you have this ministry job, so you can come off early, go and pick them up from school, take care of them, and all that. So she was working, he was working, he was earning more, but it was not a matter of I'm earning more, I'm better than you, or you stay at home. No, he didn't have to force her to stay at home because she was earning more. So that point, the woman, first of all, needs to calm herself down. If I were the one in that,
are you listening?
I need to calm, because in the place of calmness,
I'll come back to you.
In the place of calmness,
yes, ma'am,
you earn a lot. I'm talking to you.